Hey, it's the after show. Thanks so much for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. You know, I don't like doing the sponsored ad spots. I did a couple of them. The busybody middlemen that organize that stuff are super annoying. Yes, I've gotten the Braid Hair Legends offer. Heck no, I won't do it. All thanks to you guys. Weird one today. We're talking about Frank the Snake. Let's get out of the way. So I never set out to get a snake as a pet. I was buying paint at a hardware store for one of my nuggets, and next door was a reptile shop. And I went, I bet they won't have any snakes. And then they had like heaps of snakes. Now I'd followed like snake YouTube channels and stuff because, you know, I find them really beautiful. But funny enough, I'd never actually seen one super up close, except for the scary venomous ones in a kid living in the country. And there was this massive Murray Darling python just pressed up against the glass, which I was staring at and I was in awe of. I was like, oh wow, look at this thing. And honestly, the owner just came around the corner and went, beautiful, hey? And then just put it on me. And like, I was slightly freaking out. But then, you know, the scales are so beautiful and the very calm demeanor. I did kind of take it off pretty quickly. I don't know, it just got underneath my skin. And the next day I went back and I said, give me a baby one of that exact species. Look, it's Frank. Here's the first day that I got her and the first time I ever held her. She was very bitey. So you've probably noticed that her name is Frank. Well, she was tiny when I first got her, and the boys are smaller than the girls in like the python world. And so the shop had the rest of her siblings in there, and I could see from the others that she was pretty small, and so you can't sex them until they get to a certain size. It's not safe to, because, you know, you can't tell from the outside. You gotta probe. I love the idea of Frank, Franklin. You know, I know snakes don't have any ears. It's just fun to get mad at something that can't hear you yelling. You know, I'm someone who yells a lot. And when she got her first vet visit, she had just gone in size. Compared to her siblings, she was the biggest. And the vet just went, oh, that's a big lady, isn't it? So Frank's the lady. So, you know, I know Frankie, but it's still just Frank, you know. I've been calling her Frank for a year and a half. It's Frank. So she lives in a big glass vivarium, which I found on Gumtree for $50 because it used to have frogs in it. So she's got a warm spot and a cool spot. There's bum wipe rock, which she genuinely wipes her bum on. There's some white skid marks that just wouldn't scrub out. She's very good at painting her poo everywhere. That's snake log that she sits on. And of course, her hammock. She loves her hammock. She's got a little hiding spot. That's where she poos and sleeps. So, you know, she poos the bed every time. And she literally does nothing. Nothing. When I let her out in the backyard, she just sits there. When I put her in the couch dimension, she sits there. That's what pythons like to do. Like, she only eats once a month, and that's regular. Like, she was putting on weight, and she's a fatty. Like, people saw that she was at the vet last week. There was nothing wrong. It was just a checkup. She's just a little bit fat. So once a month is actually super regular for her. It's the same as us getting like 3 meals a day kind of thing. The longest she's gone without eating was 8 months. Snakes do that sometimes. It's like, no food, thanks. I mean, they'll look like they'll want food, but then they just won't take it. The only thing that's regular is swapping her water out, which I've only seen her drink from 3 times in the last 4 years of owning her. People always ask, does she bite? Not anymore. Like, I've really worked with her, and this last year since working from home, she sees me all the time, she's been more chilled out than ever. It gets to the point where I'll open up the door, put my arm in, and she will climb on and come out. You know, which is super neat that she doesn't hate me. No, I don't think she recognizes me specifically. I think she'll do that for anyone because she's a manipulative little so-and-so, and she just will take any advantage to climb up things and cause mischief. No, she doesn't have free roam of the house because she's got to have her temperatures because, you know, she's a reptile, right? And so, like, her vivarium's got her humidity and all that set properly. I'd only handle her once a day maximum. So if she comes out for a bit, when she goes back, that's it for the day. I mean, because she's really slow. She's not super active. They can get really stressed out with that kind of thing. Most of the time, she just likes to hide out. She wouldn't bite you. She wouldn't even hiss at you. She would just turn around and run away first. Like, she's a total sweetie. If she ever bites you, it's just because, you know, she's anxious. She's always anxious. The cons, right? Your friends don't want to hold her. If the power goes out, she could die in her sleep. If it's like during the middle of winter or something, like, it could be really bad for her, which has happened once. I had to keep her in my shirt all night. I hope you like having dead rats and quails in your freezer. And when you warm up those rats in the sink, they produce a stink. She won't eat rats anymore. She eats quails. She's an uptown girl. She just won't touch rats. I kind of don't mind, except for the fact that it makes her fat because it's like the snake equivalent of KFC. I mean, it's quails. How much of an uptown girl can you be? And it just gives her the runniest poos. I mean, again, like KFC. They're just so greasy. Yeah. But moving on to the pros, she only eats once a month. she poops once a month. Like, you could go on tour for a few days and come back and she doesn't need a sitter. I got a thermostat, like running her thermometer and such, so it just clicks on and off as needed. I can set the smart lights to turn on and off at different parts of the day. She would have no idea that I wasn't there, and she honestly doesn't care. But that's another downside, is that, you know, she has no ears, she won't learn her name, and she obeys no orders and will always do whatever she wants. That's it. She's like a bulldozer. You get her on a table, she'll push everything off of it. But again, it's fun because, you know, you can yell at her and she doesn't know that you're yelling. But that's it. I mean, if you got any more questions, jot it in the Patreon thing down below, you know, because I'll be in there. You know, sorry if I'm a little bit late. I mean, so many messages. I'm trying to keep up, but wow, it's so many. But huge thanks for supporting me. I got some really big, silly things planned, and it's all thanks to you guys who know about it when I do it. And I'll see you guys next time.